What is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to Overtime with your boy here, KleinGuy Jon. I go by KleinGuy Jon due to my channel. You can call me KleinGuy Jon. You can call me John. You can even call me my first name. My friends call me John or J-Rod, my closest friends. Welcome to the show tonight, everybody. Now, I know this is pretty late. It's 9 p.m. I'm going to start a little new thing where we're going to call it Overtime with KleinGuy Jon. Again, I'm your host, Jonathan. What's going on here? Let me see. Oh, streaming is off. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Oh, the stream is a little slow. All right. So, what is going on with everybody tonight? Hope you guys had a good day. It is Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. It's 9:02 p.m. And if you've seen the title and you've seen the thumbnail, there's no title on the thumbnail, but the title on the thumbnail is in the stream. If you've seen the title, let me know, what do you think we're going to be talking about? Or what do you think I'm going to be talking about with everybody else? Give a shout out here. Yes, here you see, oh, my mother's on. Hey, my mom's giving me some support. What's up, Jones's Nursery? I support John. Thank you so much, Jones's Nursery. I appreciate that. Usually we have one of my other streamers here tonight, but Mr. Me Dibble is not here. He is overseas from London. He's not here tonight due to the fact that the timing right now is late for him. He's probably passed out right about now, and I got a couple of guys I haven't seen in a while, but that's okay. I sent out notifications. If none of you are getting any notifications on YouTube, please leave it in the comment section or leave it in the chat if you have not gotten a notification to the channel. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. But before we get to it, I'm going to run the intro. Okay, what's going on? Back here, switching over to the HD camera. Let me know if y'all can hear me on the HD camera now, because there has been some issues with this camera. I'm trying to resolve. Let me know. Let's see if I can hear. Should be able to hear through the chat. Okay, so I can hear it. I can hear it on the phone. If you cannot hear me, if you can hear me very little, raise up your volume. It's not my end. It might be yours. Okay, so you seen the chat. If you've seen the title of onto the thumbnail, you already know what it is. Title is, of course, for the episode tonight. On the first episode, let's talk priorities. This is going out to you young ages, and I spoke about this on a morning live stream chat on my way to a service call, and I wanted to get more into depth with it, with guys who are 18 to 25. Okay, let me see here. Let me cancel this off before we get started. Now, this may sound to some of you who may not agree to what I'm about to say, but I'm only speaking from experience, not because. Shout out to Angel. Angel! Speaking from my experience, and I'm not speaking for other tradesmen, for anybody else, but from my experience, from the time I finished high school at the age of technically 19, but when I was 18 up until, oh, hold up, okay, never mind. I thought I had some drop frames. From the time I was 18 to 25, when I was 18 years old, and you guys are gonna think like, what? Probably gonna have a little different opinions, because a lot of stories I heard from guys who used to be 18 used to always have their parents tell them, go get a job, time for you to get out the house, make us some money, pay some of these bills. Cool, okay. But you know what, it was a little different for me, because let me tell you a story about how before I got into the trade, before any of the trade, before HVAC, before electrical, 18 years old, I was still in high school. One summer, I believe it's like the summer of 06, around that time, 2006. It was kind of a worse year for me. Didn't like it. Didn't like the year 06. I wasn't graduating on time. I was behind. I was behind on one of my grades. I was actually I was missing a credit before I was able to graduate. And before we get to that, let me just fix something here. I got a little issue here on OBS. Okay, cool. Oh, that didn't work. Hold on. Hope everybody, okay, y'all can hear me. Now, I know I don't have any background music. Usually I play some background music, but okay. So, during that time, I was sitting I was living out in Woodhaven, Queens. Those of you who live out in Queens, if you know me, shout out to Woodhaven, Queens, New York. Loved it out there, by the way. Grew up around the Queens area for quite some time, up until I was 19, around that age. At the age of 18, I was sitting in my house one day, home alone. Parents are at work. This is like beginning summer, and I was just sitting home. My brother had a job over at a camping to for I can't remember what it was. It was like a camping job or something. He was like a camp counselor. So he was up in the Catskills in upstate New York. I was home with my parents at the time in the summer. I was just sitting down one day and I figured to myself, I need a job. I just sat down. Like my parents didn't tell me when you're 18, get a job. It was like they were doing their thing. They were doing what they had to do as parents. Me, I was just sitting down home alone one day and said, you know what? I'm wasting a lot of time. I'm gonna go find a job. What I do? I got my butt up, got out the door, started asking for applications. It was just this motivation that just sort of like clicked in my head and said, it's time to make some money. I had to make some sort of money of my own, some sort of income to contribute. And it was rough. It was rough. I started experiencing the I mean, like the struggle, the frustration of getting a job. How do I go about getting a job? How do I like, you know, like approach someone getting a job? How do I introduce myself? How do I, um, so I learned a bit of the hard way, and I learned over time that from other people with other experiences, and then later on, back in high school, they would teach us how to do job interviews, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys who went to high school, they probably taught you here one thing or two about that. And my first job was I was a server at at a at a at a hall called Le Cordon Bleu on Woodhaven Boulevard, and it was my first job, and I was only working Fridays and Saturdays, sometimes Sundays on weekends, and the pay was at the time, man, they were literally paying us illegally. They were paying me illegally, actually, like below minimum wage. But that was then. I just said, screw it. I didn't know any better, so I just took the job anyway, and I went every weekend. My weekends were just work, right? And the pay was lousy, but I had to learn how to put some money away and to contribute, paying bills and so forth. It was a struggle, and that was my first job. I think I stood for like a year with them until they shut down or they sold. I'm not really sure what like really happened. There was like a shutdown, and they shut the business down, and they sold it. Whatever they did with it. Anyway, that was my motivation. I started seeing learning the value of money a lot better than I did when I was like 15, 16. Usually around like 13, 14, you start learning the values of money. I didn't learn until like much later in my experience. And I started to understand like, responsibilities and stuff. Yeah, I had to wear a uniform, like a tuxedo with a bow tie and everything. And yeah, man, it was my first experience having a job, learning responsibilities, being there on time, being punctual, um, and I had to be professional. Even if I was like a server, any job you have, no matter if you're a waiter, server, um, if you work at a cashier, as a cashier in a supermarket, you gotta at times you gotta look the part, and you gotta talk to people. Be professional about it. I mean, there's not really professional people like, oh, that's not a profession, but you gotta, you know, be articulate with people as well, and be, very courteous, very, polite. Be professional what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I learned that, and with that, you build skill. Now, it's no matter what job you came out of, you have to learn how to be professional and be punctual, be on time, learn how to talk to customers, and you learn that over the years, as you work, no matter what job you have. So for you guys who are 18, coming straight out of high school, what I'm saying is, fresh out of high school, if you're down going to want to learn a trade, that's cool. Do so. Choose the trade that you feel that you think is right for you. Okay? If you're My suggestion is, if you know somebody, take a summer job like in construction. Uh, if you're living with your parents and they still paying the bills, they'll pay your way in some way. If you can work something out with them, maybe you get with a contractor and maybe they don't want to pay you because they don't want to really hire anybody. If they're like, my advice to you is tell them, hey, I'll work for free. I just want to learn. I just want to learn. Come up, sit down with the employer, tell them like you don't even got to pay me. I'm gonna sit in a van with an experienced mechanic, journeyman, so forth. Just kind of learn the trade. I'm just trying to get my foot into the door. If you're living with your parents, they're supporting you, great. Work that out with them. Tell them, hey, listen, there's not a lot of if you're experiencing companies that are not hiring you, let your parents know. Say, hey, I'm gonna take this job, but it's not gonna pay me. I'm gonna work. They'll understand in a sense. At least one of the two is gonna understand, because I'm gonna tell you something. I've heard a lot of stories with journeymen I've been with, and they would tell me stories about how they started in this trade. Some of them started like working for free at the age of 18 because it was so tough back in those times, like in the 70s and 80s. There was inflation was on the rise. There was a bit of a recession back in the 80s as well. During the Reagan era, and the market wasn't as good as it is today. So what some of them would tell me, and what they did was they worked for employers for free just to learn the trade. They lived with their parents. If their parents supported them, cool. They took advantage of that. So as they began to learn the trade, they began to develop skills. They began to be more responsible. You know, um, Understanding the business, or basically making them into men, responsible men. Okay. And I know some of you are thinking like, well, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to slave away myself and not get paid? Let me tell you something. When the market is down, especially during coronavirus, and now I know everything is opening up like at 70% capacity or so forth, and they're all saying like, hey, masks are optional. Things are starting to pick up. More jobs are opening. People are going to go, or going back to work. Um, you're gonna see that. What's up, Joe? What's up, Joey? Shout out to Joey Messina. What's up, bro? So you're gonna see that a lot of people are going back to work, and companies are hiring. Uh, Company I work for, we're just hiring now. We just hired like what, three or four guys, I think. So they're mostly like mechanics, junior mechanics, foremen, and so forth. Uh, you're gonna come across a time where if we end up in a recession, you're coming out of high school or whatever the case. You want to learn a trade, but no one's hiring. Offer the work for free. Uh, but make sure you have some sort of support system. If you're living with your parents, cool, take advantage of it. Let them know, like I said, come up with a plan. Let them know what's going on with you and so forth. Take care of those things first. Just don't go off willy nilly, work for an employer for free and not tell them and say, oh, well, I'm not getting paid, so I can't contribute to bills. Sit down with them. Let them know, hey, the market and everything's crazy right now. No one's hiring, but I'm going to start probably working for free just so I can get my foot in the door. Maybe I could just develop that skill. I've seen guys even work with guys who know they're tradesmen, who are electricians, plumbers, and carpenters and so forth, and they'll work under them, under their tutelage. Find someone you can learn the trade skill with. All right. Second option, school. Again, 8 guys coming out of high school. If you want to learn a trade, you want to go to school. Obviously, you can't pay. You can't apply for loans under the age of 21. So you got to be 21 to apply for a loan. For me, it was the same way. I went straight to school, learning a trade. What I did was after high school, I got a job, was going to community college for like a year, and after a year, I was like, I didn't know what to do with myself, like with my life, and my dad was like my inspiration. He showed up one day. He was attending Lincoln Technical Institute for HVAC, And the story. Some of you guys might know the story. I've probably repeated once or twice on this channel. He came home, asked him, "Yo, what's with the uniform?" He said, "It's a trade school. I'm learning to do air conditioning, heating, air conditioning, ventilation. You want to check it out? I can take you over," because he was doing night school. So at the time, I was living in the Mariners Harbor, it's here in Staten Island, and I said, "Yeah, cool. I want to check it out, see what it's about." So that same night, we drove over to Union, New Jersey, where the school was, and I sat in the classroom and I see all these guys wearing uniforms. It was like a light tan, brown, dark brown pants. That was the base uniform for the students at the trade school. And the reason why they had uniforms to help you become professional in that trade. Okay, they're teaching you how to be professional, talk professional. They're teaching you how to become responsible and set an image for the company you'll be working with right after you graduate. Um, so I'm sitting in the classroom. He had an awesome instructor who was I remember his name was Mr. Allen. Funniest instructor. Guy had jokes left and right. But he was really cool. He understood HVAC. He also was a certified ASE instructor for auto mechanic instructor at the school. So he taught both auto mechanic and HVAC. And I gotta tell you, my attention the second he started explaining the whole refrigeration cycle and how it works, and it my attention just was glued onto that board. And right there in my mindset, I said, "This is what I want to do." All right, this is exactly what I wanted to do. Oh, let me know if. Oh boy, there we go. We got a drop in the frame rates, so 0.1%. So let me know. The audio might be bad. My attention just was glued onto that board. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna switch up the camera here. Give me 1 second. I work in Leader for free. Joey, you're funny, bro. Long time Travis hasn't paid me. Oh, don't say that. He might be watching. He might be watching, bro. Let's see here. Let me switch up the transition here. All right, this is gonna be a little better. It's out of sync for some reason. The frames are dropping. That's so weird. I don't know why. CPU's at 9.0. Should it be dropping frames? That's just the bandwidth. Just the bandwidth. Once the bandwidth stops dropping or starts dropping, the my HD camera goes off. The sound is totally off sync. All right, so that's funny. I forgot to advertise. Maybe I'll do that right before the stream ends. So, anyway, long story short, I picked the trade. I attended the school for full time during the day, Monday to Friday, and I graduated. I graduated after 11 months in school I think I stayed there up until, when did I start? I think I started I started in June of 2008, and I finished in May of 2009. I officially I didn't officially get my certification until October on our graduation date. Yeah, it's October. It's a little weird with Lincoln Tech that way, but what was good about going to that particular trade school, the one thing that was good about that particular trade school was that I was able to earn college credit. I earned 12 college credits being at that trade school. So I currently still hold 12 college credits. So if I was to ever want to go back to college for any reason, I can use those college credits, no problem. Um, and I got to tell you, I made some friends, because you can make you can make friends at Lincoln, at a trade school, and I've heard stories where guys, became friends, and after they finished, they worked in the same company for a couple of years, and then they opened their own business. They became successful. All right. But anyways, back to you guys. 18-year-olds, 18 to 25, prioritize yourself. Okay. After high school, everything's all said and done. You're done partying, celebrating, whatever. I Yeah, I didn't party. I wasn't a hardcore partier. Um, but I did, go to one or two parties and hung out with my friends and we celebrated and stuff. It was great. High school's great and all, but after that, it's time. It really is time to grow up. Okay, you're on your own, and if you're not on your own, you're living with your parents. Well, technically not on your own just yet. Um, but prioritize, prioritize. It's time. It's time that you guys acquire value. Uh, you you can't just sit around and hope that mommy and daddy are gonna always pay the bills. Get a job. Learn a trade. If you decide to go learn a trade, find a company that's hiring. Find someone you know that's in the trade that can help you out. Maybe can mentor you. Um, go to trade school. Pick. You got those options, but make sure you're first. You gentlemen out there, young guys, 18, 25, you're first. Okay. Now, I get it. You're young. You want to have fun. You know, chase the girls around. That's great. Hey, no harm, no foul. But understand, you know, chasing girls is not gonna it's not gonna benefit you as much as you think it is. Because when I was 18, I had to really prioritize my life in a way that I had to go to school. I had to do something with my life, right? So I went to trade school, and as soon as I graduated from trade school, I didn't right away get into the trade. It took time. It took about a year. So within that year, I was I worked. I worked at a fast food. I worked at Dunkin' Donuts, for almost a year. Actually, for an entire year. I'm saying I worked at Dunkin' Donuts. I worked overnights on weekends. So my weekends and weekdays were just full, just working, work, 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 work. You know, stack my money, pay bills, try to pay my student loan. Help out, contribute to the household because I was still living with my parents at the time, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. It was real difficult. But I had my parents. My dad, of course. He was helping me become a man in this world because, honestly, if I did, I'd be lost. I'd be probably, I don't know where I would be, to be honest with you. But, I had some guidance. I had some really good guidance, and I wouldn't be here without him today. Um, he told me to pick a trade, stick with it, and you'll be all right. But it wasn't that it wasn't my father who inspired me. I've always worked at times with my hands. If I was trying to fix something, I would try to fix it as best as I can. Yeah, I didn't give up on it until it was like fixed. So, uh, yeah. So I didn't realize I had a skill, like a trade skill, up until started. I went to trade school, and I had that mechanically inclined, mind that eventually unlocked and became something huge. So, um, gentlemen, you young guys, if you're out there, um, high school's over. Find a skill that you're really good at. If you're going into a trade, pick the trade that suits you, that you feel you will excel at, you'll be really good at, okay? And, you know, um, understand the trade, understand the business of it, you know, and, make network. Network is so important. Networking is so important. Now you got Facebook, you got Instagram. The whole point of all these social media outlets are just networking. YouTube is a social media outlet where you can use YouTube to network with others. Okay? For instance, I've networked with construction cronies. He's a builder, a construction builder from Canada. We've done videos together. We've done videos together. And once in a while, I'll jump in on his live streams and say, "Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?" Um, cool guy. If you're in construction, want to learn things with your hands, want to build, go to check out Construction Cronies on YouTube. He's a Canadian construction worker. He's awesome. He's got a really good channel. And shout out to Construction Cronies, aka Chris Conkle. All right, go check him out. I've even collaborated with Vincent Carnelio, or Vince, as everyone calls him, from VCG Construction, which he's always he owns a business. That's his entire business. VCG Construction is his business, not just his channel. It's his business. So he's a small business owner. He does commercial retail work and detail as well. It's an amazing tradesman. If you guys know who he is, if you don't know who he is, you got to go check him out. It's VCG Construction. So shout out to Vince from VCG Construction. Check out the videos that I've done with him on Tool Test Raw. It's pretty fun. I got to network with him as well a little bit, get to know him, get to know his business, what he does. Who else? Who else am I missing here? Dustin Stelzer. If you guys, those of you who want to get into electrical and you really want to get into the hardcore things about electrical, check out Dustin Stelzer on Electrician U. He does amazing videos. I think he's over he moved over in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Right, yeah. So he does like service call videos. He does videos about grounding and bonding, neutral. What's the neutral use? He explains all the works. He explains about breakers, Zinsco breakers, FPE breakers, which is Federal Pacific Electric. It's a manufacturing company that manufactured electrical panels and breakers known as stab lock breakers, which they are discontinued, but you can buy replacement breakers, but I won't get into that right now. But there's so much information about electrical. You can even check out sparkychannel.com over here on YouTube. I mean, I can name a bunch of other YouTubers and Instagram influencers. Shout out to Electric Meg, by the way. She is also and I meant she, yes, female. She is an apprentice over at a local union in Milwaukee. Was it Milwaukee, Wisconsin? Well, I wasn't really sure where part of Wisconsin she lives in, but she lives in Wisconsin. She has, she's in an apprenticeship at her local union there at the IBEW. So go check her out on Instagram. It's Electric Mags. Joey says, I gotta do those pole lights tomorrow that you and Javier was gonna do. Yo, real quick, Joey Messina, bro. Yeah, I got those pole lights in the van. I gotta drop them off to you first thing in the morning. Thanks, because Gerbeer let me know about that. Son, I'm sorry I have to go, and I enjoy watching your live chat. I love you, and God bless you. Thanks, Ma. I love you too. Have a good night. Long. Hated that place. So, again, find the right trade for you. Don't sit around and daydream about what type of money you should be making, what job you should be doing, and don't cry and sit there and wait for life to hand things over to you. Don't. Just make a move now. If you're 18, make a move now. Okay? Let's see here. Oh yeah, I just gotta get you place for the. Oh yeah, thanks, bro. Yeah, let me know. Yes, get me those plates. The finished covers. Oh yeah, okay, gotcha. I'll pick it up from you tomorrow. So prioritize yourselves, gents. Get yourself set up financially. Learn. If you don't know the value of money, start asking your parents if you're still living with them. Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. Hey, that happens with everybody. Not everybody gets to learn the value of money. The average child that learns the value of money is like at least the age of 12 to 13. But if you're 18, 17, 16, start learning. If those of you who are still in high school, you're watching this, stick around, keep watching. You might want to write a few things down. Um, yeah, just make yourself priority, guys. Uh, like I said, going back to the part where you're, chasing girls, you're young, whatever, that's great and all, but it's not that important. Women are not that important. You're important right now is to build up your finance, get yourself set up for your future. Okay. Um, get your if you can't find any, like, if you're working right now at a part-time job at a fast food restaurant, great. Learn some of that responsibility, build up your money. But if you want to learn a trade, find someone, or find, get your application, get your resume out there, build up your resume, put your experience. If you have some experience in some sort of trade, put it down, no matter what. If you don't, it's fine. You can still learn. If you get hired, you can still learn under a mechanic, and build yourself up from there. Uh, what else? What else I should talk about? Be very punctual. Okay, when it comes down to interviews, you want to get the job. Be very punctual. Be on time for your interview. Okay, don't be partying. I know you're young. Everybody at that age, you're like Superman. You could do anything you want, and you're like Iron Man or whatever. But not literally Iron Man, but you get my drift. You can, like, you have all this energy. You just want to kind of like throw it out there in the world. I get it. I was like that too, but um, I was a little different. I prioritize my, like, looking for work, making money, trying to get myself out there, trying to get as much experience as possible. And trust me, it wasn't easy for me, especially during the years between 2008 to 2012. 2008 is when the stock market crashed and we went through a recession. It was real bad. Some of you may have lived through it. You understand. That was like over 10 years ago. It was tough. I didn't start working in HVAC, I think, until 2010 for like a couple of months, and then doing side work, trying to learn on my own, and then didn't get back to it until like 2012. I was unemployed for a year from like 2010 to, actually from 2011 to 2000, beginning 2012. And it was really rough. So my advice, if you got a part-time job now, yeah, stick with it. But if you want to learn a trade, get to it. Prioritize, like, get onto it. All right. Get your resumes out there. You get an interview. Be very punctual. Be on time. Um, don't slack. Don't slouch. Don't talk low, or, I know it's a little nerve-wracking when you go to interviews, get a little nervous. I get it. Get the nervous jitters. Not a big deal. But, be honest. Honesty is key. When you're going to an interview, you want to the employer, you want to be honest with that employer. Um, Make sure you let them know about everything, like what experiences you have. If you don't have experience, let them know. I don't have experience, but I'm willing to learn. That's the key. They want somebody who's hungry. They want somebody who, even from the streets, like, if you're just coming out green, let them know. There's nothing wrong with that. They'll put you with somebody to work with. Now, no matter, if you get hired, okay, you get hired, go to the interview, everything smooths out, you're good. Get hired, show up in the job at least 30 minutes early. I know a lot of people say, well, get there 10 minutes early. 30 minutes is early, and I can tell you why. It shows that you're dedicated, that you really want to know this trade. You really want this to be your career. You're showing the employer that you're reliable. You could be the one to count on. All right. Show your worth, man. Just show your worth. Um, and that's it. It'll basically will smooth things out from there. All I can say is, once you get into the trade, listen to your mechanic, listen to your foreman or journeyman, whoever it may be. If you're in the service department, you're riding along with the journeyman. Listen, listen, listen. Don't talk back. Don't give attitude, and don't be late. Do not ever be late. Okay, if you're gonna be late, at least give a heads up, at least an hour heads up, and say, hey, look, I'm gonna be late about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. You know, just be responsible, man. Be responsible. Employers like a person who's responsible as well. Even if you are running late, like let them know, hey, I'm running late. Hey, be responsible. That's it. They want honesty from an employer, and just show up. Just show up. You're starting off as a helper. You're not starting off as a mechanic. If you're in the New York City area, you're gonna start off at $15 an hour. It's minimum wage. All right. Just show up. Pay attention. And make sure you're wearing proper personal protective equipment. If you don't know what that is, PPE stands for personal protective equipment. Boots, not designer boots, like work boots, legitimate work boots. Um, don't wear sneakers. Don't wear shorts if it's hot. Especially right now, we're still in between hot and cool right now here in New York. Um, what else? Yeah, don't wear sneakers on a job site. Just don't. Just don't. And if you're standing there just laughing right now and say, "Oh, why not? It's stylish," you're just gonna get sent home. You're just asking to get sent home. Uh, if you're the type that smokes, you're young, you're smoking. Look, I'm not your mom or dad, but I'm gonna tell you one thing: smoking will start slowing you down later in life. It will begin to affect your ability on the job site or in the field or whatever. Ugg boots. Ugg boots are a major no-no. Do not wear. I swear to God, if I ever see a helper wear Ugg boots, you're going home. You're going home. I'm gonna laugh and I'm gonna tell you to go home. I'm gonna laugh and tell you to go home. Ugg boots are not work boots, okay? So just don't even think about it. Don't be stupid. Don't give me boots with fur, like designer boots from like Gucci or Calvin Klein, whatever the hell manufacturer makes these designer boots. Don't come in with designer boots. It's just dumb. Because if you've worked hard in buying them and you're just gonna destroy them, they're gonna get destroyed. No matter what, they're just gonna get destroyed. Designer boots are designer boots for a reason. You go out like on parties or dinner dates or whatever you go, casual outings and whatever. That's what it is, to show off and look, bling bling and whatever. But anyways, yeah, just don't show up with that. Don't show up with and I see this all the time. Just don't show up in the winter. Don't show up with like not just a hoodie. Like dress warm. I've seen guys come in with just a hoodie on. They're like shaking like a leaf and say, "Yeah, I'm not cold." Yeah, okay, you're not cold, right? Um, Bundle up warmly. Wear jeans. I prefer like work pants if you can afford them, like Carhartt or Dickies. Dickies are good. Get yourself a pair of Dickies, whatever the case. Invest in something that you can afford. Joy Messina says, just quit smoking 2 weeks ago, Papa. You see, kids? That's the power of quitting. But yeah, if you're 18, and you got a smoking habit, listen. I know it can be addictive. It's the nicotine. You get that itch. You need to smoke. If you're on a job site doing that, don't take it without. Don't even take it without asking. Just don't take it all until you get to your lunch break or your coffee break. If you do it in between, a job, in between coffee and lunch, you're just gonna look really, really dumb on your end. So don't do that. Wait till your coffee break, and then after your coffee break, wait till lunch, and then doing those times. Okay. Another rule. If you work your 5 days, you get paid. Let's talk about that. Paychecks are important now. If you're gonna start making like what, $15 an hour if you're living in New York City or anywhere else, if you're making like 11, maybe making. So I think maybe some states are still making like $9 or $8 an hour or something like that. But when you get your paycheck, understand something. It feels great. You get paid. You're like, oh yeah, I got but it may not be a lot. I get it. I started off in this trade as an electrician. As a helper, I was making $10 an hour. Now I went from making 21 to $10 an hour because I was in a different trade. I was doing HVAC, and I switched trades, and you know how it looks. Oh, I appreciate that. Jones's Nursery. Thank you very much. I would like to switch over to the 4K, to the HD camera, but it gets out of sync. Let's see. Let me try it out. Actually, let's switch over to the camera here, and let me see if the yeah. There's a bit of a lag here. Let's see how it looks. Hmm. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna switch it back. I'm gonna switch it back because it's out of sync with the audio. The in camera is on the laptop is so much better. I smoke weed, says Nurse Yobius. Looks. Here's the thing, yeah. If you smoke weed, just don't smoke it on the job either. Do all your smoking when you get home. Don't do it the morning of. Um, if you're gonna do it as well, Friday, yeah, whatever. Do what you want to do after work, but make sure you come in the next morning on time and in peak condition, I guess. If that's the word I'm gonna choose there, I guess I'm gonna choose that. It's lagging. You gotta change your Walmart Wi-Fi. Oh man, it's that Spectrum pop up, but bandwidth it always changes. Doesn't matter what you got. Verizon. I've seen guys have Verizon like the most expensive Verizon service plan, and they're like still 20 seconds behind on the whole stream bandwidth. Yeah, I'm losing it now. Hold on. What did I just do? Uh oh. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, it gets a little shaky. Nothing I can do about it. Um, I'm on the fastest speed right now with Spectrum, but it doesn't really make a difference. I mean, if you go on it, it all depends on, you know, I think it just depends on how many people are using the bandwidth and the Wi-Fi and all that crap. I can shut off the Wi-Fi, but it still won't make a difference. Anyway, let's get back to it. So, get your paycheck. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about. Oh, it's better now. Yeah, it's just picking up. Um, so you do all your weed and stuff. Do it after work. Make sure you come in looking focused and ready to work. Partying. Okay, you're 18 years old, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. If you like to party, hey, who doesn't like to party, right? Um, Here's the thing: do all your partying after work Friday and Saturday, but make sure Sunday is your rest day. Don't party on a Sunday because you know what the next day is after that. It's a Monday. It's work day. The whole work week starts all over again. Um, you will definitely, if you make it a habit coming in late a lot, you're gonna get fired. Um, so when it comes to partying, if you can moderate it, if do whatever you will, just make sure you be responsible. Understand that when you're in a trade, is a you're to privilege of learning it because you're gonna make a lot of money later down the road. The more experience, the more value you become. Um, Partying, getting drunk, and all that stuff constantly, and not be able to moderate and control, you know, these habits or these activities will really drop your value down dramatically. Okay. I've seen guys come in, a couple guys I knew in the past when I first started doing electrical come in drunk, pissed drunk, or just have a huge hangover and still try to work through the day. Let me tell you something. It's dangerous. Okay. You can hurt not only yourself, you can hurt others as well. Okay. Um, that's why when it comes to this trade, you have to be focused. You have to be awake. You have to be attentive. You have to be aware around your surroundings. Okay. It's just how it is. There's no if or buts about it. So don't come in Monday morning with a hangover. It's not going to look too good on your end. So try to keep the partying to a minimum. If you're going to party, if it's on a Friday, great. If it's Saturday, awesome. But keep Sunday open for you to rest because you're going to be needed to be focused the day after. All right. Um, Now, when it comes to getting paid, Friday comes, you get paid. Awesome. Feels good, don't it? Yeah, now you can pay. You can buy the shoes and buy the clothes you never thought you would buy. But then when you look at your paycheck, it's not as what you think. So understand when it comes to minimum wage, you're starting off at minimum wage. That's what you're starting off at until you build up your skills and gain the experience. Your pay will increase judging how well you do in the trade. Okay? Understand that you're going to be impatient now. You're going to be impatient now. You want to make all that money. You want to make what the mechanic makes, what the junior mechanic makes, the mechanic makes, or the foreman makes. Most guys come into trade, they want to make what the foreman makes, and they're just helpers. You gotta understand, it's gonna take a few years. Depending on how well you do in this trade, your value in the trade will go up. Okay, your price goes up. All right. Another thing that can help with that is certifications. Get qualified for operating scissor lifts, aerial lifts. Get qualified for, scaffolding. Get your OSHA 30, your 40-hour SST, which stands for Site Safety Training. That's required here in New York City, possibly in I think other states as well, depending on where you live. But if you live in New York City, get your 30-hour your 40-hour SST. That includes your 30-hour OSHA, your 8-hour scaffold. Your 8-hour fall protection, and your 2-hour alcohol awareness certification. And you can also add an additional 8 hours of scaffold use certification as well. So the more of that, the more valuable you are, and you're able to get more jobs. You're able to make more money. So understand, certifications can also increase your value. And speaking of value, okay, guys. So listen up, you youngsters, you young guns, man. I tell you, I started doing electrical when I was 25. Before that, I was doing HVAC. I started at the age going to school. I didn't initially started getting actual real world experience until I was 20 years old. Yeah, took a while. I seen guys, young guys, 18, 19, come in and, you know, they gain and they'll gain the experience. I've seen guys who are 21 gain enough experience and they're only 2 years into the trade and all they talk about, or I mean, actually, no, let me take that back. I've seen guys that were my age or slightly older come in, or younger come into, when I was attending Apex, the trade school at the time, just, we ask ourselves like, yo, why did you decide to do this trade and this and that, and what made you go into the trade? Some said, oh, I had experience, or I want to gain more, I want to get more experience, and you know, make more money. And there are some guys who, I think it was like two guys I remember saying, hear them say that, "Oh, I'm doing this because the girls." I want to show them I'm a tradesman and get attract all the women. I'm like, oh, okay, okay, you ready for this? You ready? You guys, 18 to 25, listen up. If you're starting off in this trade, understand something. This trade can, yes, the trade can make you a lot of money. If you're becoming an electrician, listen up. This trade can make you a lot of money. Okay. Um, Depending on whether you commit to it, you're serious, committing to it, and you breathe and you want to eat and breathe this trade for the rest of your life. Um, but as you learn and get valuable in the trade, just understand it's a job slash career for us men. It does not bring, and I hear this a lot, and guys would just, it just baffles me. And I'm going to say it, I know I'm going to probably get some backlash for saying this, but your job, okay, or any certification degree you have included in this particular field, or any job for that matter, does not bring value to you in relationships. Okay, I know I sound like probably like a dating coach or something. I just want to let you know because the times when I was in at Apex, when I was in trade school, I would hear this kid just say that I'm doing it because I want to get girls. I want to, meet women, get them because I'm electric. No, just because you're an electrician doesn't mean it brings you value to relationships. What brings value, okay? What makes you a man of value is morals, character, and, well, basically your bring up, how you're brought up, okay? Um, the job, no matter how good you're at your job, and you got certifications or degrees, whatever. I just want to say this: your degree does not make you attractive, or any certification does not make you attractive to women. Okay, this is like a whole misconception with teenagers straight out of high school. They just think like, I'm gonna get a degree, I'm gonna learn a trade, this is what's gonna make me like attract women. No, it does not make you attract women. It's a skill. It's a it's a job. The trade is also skill, and makes you gives you a job. Makes you good with your hands. You know, you're part of a world where you are building. Well, yeah, sure, you're building this world, but it doesn't mean you're attractive. It doesn't make you attractive. Um, what makes you attractive is your upbringing, how you were brought up, um, your intellect. I believe your intellect, your know-how, your leadership. Okay, um, and yeah, and good character. That's it. You know, a trade does not make you attractive. I mean, maybe for some, I don't know, but does not make you attractive. I just want to make that clear to you. Okay, so it's not just because you know trade doesn't mean you're going to be successful in relationships. Okay, let's get that straight. I want to get that out there right now because I hear too much of that on social media, and I hear too much of these. I heard way too much of that when I was in trade school, and I was like, oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, and um, so understand that if you're coming out of high school, you're in a trade. Just understand the trade, the certifications that you acquire over time does not make you attractive. Does not attract women to you. It's your personality. It's who you are as a man, your character, your upbringing, how you were raised, good morals, and basically your leadership. If you have leadership skills, you have social skills, is what makes you an attractive individual. So yeah, that's it. I've come to learn through that throughout the years. You're gonna come to learn through that too because it's life, it's life, and it's we are. So I finally made there. Good. That's out of there now. We're done with that. All right. So, oh man, what is going on? Why is it still showing dropped frames 31? 0.0%. Okay, so it shouldn't be at zero? What the heck? Anyway, I'm thirsty. Let me get a little drink. Oh, it's almost 10 o'clock. Hmm. All right, we could stay up till like 10:30, about another half hour. There's still a little more I want to discuss with you guys. If you guys want to put your own input, that's great. You can go on the chat. Uh, Also, don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe. It's that red button down below on the lower right corner of the screen, of the monitor screen here, showing on this live stream. And if it's not there, it should be on the bottom left underneath all the thumbs up, thumb down button, and the little live chat icons, selector icons. Subscribe. Subscribe, get notified. Make sure you smash that bell notification. Put down all notifications. Don't personalize. If you personalize, you're not going to get all the content you think you're going to get. So if you're currently a subscriber to my channel, make sure you tap that bell notification, hit all notifications. I know that some people are not getting notifications, so it's happening throughout YouTube. Other channels are complaining, getting complaints from like their subscribers saying, "Hey, your video came out. I didn't know. I didn't get a notification. I didn't know you were live streaming." And yeah, just make sure you tap the bell notification after you subscribe. Hit all notifications when you click on the bell, and that's it. You should be getting all notifications from there. Let's see here. Also, if you like the content, you like the stream, you can also smash the like button down below. If you have any questions, comments, or concern, you can leave it in the comment section down below, or you can also send in your questions over at my email down in the description box down below. Okay. Let's see here. Can we do this? I wonder if this works. Let's see. Let's try this out. Quite curious. And there's a dog barking in the background. Oh, come on. Why is it so slow? My. Oh, that's why I'm not even on live mode here. That's weird. I can hear the dog. My neighbor's dog. Oh yeah, this thing's super slow. Yeah, I don't get why this damn the camera here is so slow. Why? Why? Just why? Why can't technology work in my favor once in a while? Right? Why? Why can't it? Anyway. Whew. All right, we had some people in the live stream. That's cool. Jones's Nursery, thank you. Thank you for the hello and support. Who else is here? Oh, and what else we're going to talk about right now? So, we got that out of the way. Now, for your paycheck, back to the paychecks. Paychecks. You get a paycheck. Make sure you're prioritizing bills. Utility bill. Whether it's gas, electric. Make sure you're paying your rent first thing. If it's the first of the month, if you're living on your own, you're 18 to 25, you're living on your own, prioritize, make sure on the first month you pay your rent, okay? Or if you paid it already and you're, about to pay for the new week, you're saving up, put some money on the side for your rent, and put some food in your fridge, your cabinets, and pay your utilities. For those of you who are 18, between the ages of 18 to 20, wait till you're 21 to get a credit card. I waited. I actually waited much longer than that. I think I waited till I was like 26. I was like 26 when I got my first credit card. Yeah, I know it's a little late, but If you're 18, between the 18 and 21, wait till you're 21 to get a credit card. Learn to be responsible with your money between the ages of 18 to 21. Um, Build up your finance, come up with a financial plan early. Um, Look, I know it's sometimes even hard to resist on paying for certain things. Like you want to treat yourself to something expensive. Let it wait, man. It's man, it's up to you. If you can make that money back, sure, go ahead, go for it. But just be careful with your money, how you spend it. Be very, you know, conscious about, you know, the money you spend. Okay. Now, I'm not saying I'm like a financial guru or anything, but I'm just saying through experience, I've learned how to spend money, what to spend, what not to spend. When it comes down to tools, of course, my thing was every month I would buy myself one tool per month. In some cases, I could buy two tools per month, or every couple of months I'd buy two tools or whatever, depending on how much I build up on my how much I put away and what I can actually have disposable income I have. Then yeah, but yes, if you're starting off in the trade, first thing you do with your paycheck, obviously you pay for your bills. I'd say wait around after a month working with the employer that you're working for. If you see that, if you got a little bit of disposable income and you want to buy a tool that it's going to be your everyday use, go for it. Just make sure you're not splurging. Okay? Go to Home Depot, get a tool that is used that you don't have but used by others all the time. Get it. Make sure you could afford it. It's not that expensive. If it's like a Klein, if it's from Klein, obviously Klein tools are a bit expensive. Go to Home Depot, get yourself a commercial electric brand just to start off with, or get Southwire. Southwire is really popular over at Lowe's. They're a little bit more affordable, so just kind of like get affordable tools. It doesn't necessarily have to be name brand tools. Okay, I first started off, I had a couple name brand tools because there were tools that I got when I was in the trade school. In trade school, they actually give you a tool bag with different tools, different name brands, just to start you off with. And you need to understand how to learn to use those tools. Okay, so if you got a good mechanic, learn how to use certain tools. Learn how to use wire strippers, linesmen, needle nose, everything. Diagonal cutters. Learn how to use power tools. If you don't know, if you don't know how to use power tools, you're gonna learn them on the job site. Learn how to take care of power tools as well. Not just only to learning how to use them properly, but learning how to take care of them, maintain them, and being organized. Learn how to be organized. Okay. Yeah. Be very conscious about what you purchase. He said, "I got that Walmart." Oh, my boy Joey is like, he's funny. You got that Walmart Wi-Fi. All right. So now, since we talked about partying, being moderate, being responsible. Um, you know, we talked about how to, your paycheck, what to spend, what not to spend. I would say also, on job sites, you're going to be at job sites, especially in New York City. You're working at a job site in the city and there's places to eat. Understand something. Food in the city is expensive. So my suggestion to you is to pack a lunch. Pack a lunch. Don't spend money on outside food. Pack your own lunch from home the night before. Pack some sandwiches, or if you can wake up early enough to make something hot, put it in the thermos, and be on your way, go ahead, do it. Just time yourself. Get up early enough to do so. Um, for me, I'm in the service department. I have a company van. I don't buy coffee anymore now as much. Maybe once in a blue moon I would buy coffee, but I don't. I don't try to buy coffee anymore. I have a coffee maker in my van. It's a cordless Makita coffee maker. Now I'm not saying to buy one because they're very expensive. Um, it just so happened I have one because I got it for Christmas. Family members gave it for me for Christmas, and it's something I always kind of wanted, so I can stop buying coffee. So I make my own coffee in the van, and I'm good to go. Um, Carry a small cooler to keep your food cool or warm or however you want to set it up as. Um, yeah, I mean, don't carry a lot of tools if you're a helper. Carry a small tool bag, something light. Don't lug a backpack around. I mean, if you want to get a backpack tool bag, that's fine too. But try not to really overload it with tools. It tends to really bog down on your back, and you can have some issues later down in life. As you get older, you'll have start to have back pain and stuff. So best thing to maybe purchase is if you're gonna carry a certain amount of tools, get yourself a small 14-inch strolling toolbox from Husky. They sell it at Home Depot for I think like $60, $70. If you can afford it, by all means, go right ahead. They're very they're very popular here in New York City. A lot of tradesmen use the Husky strolling tool bags. Try not to get any name brands when you're starting out because I mean, name brands are great and all. You know, they're popular like Milwaukee Malt or Rigid and Ryobi. I get it. You want to buy like these name brand tools and look real cool with them, but it's just gonna hurt you in the pocket. So just you know, um, work with something that's affordable. Okay, that fits your budget. All right. Um, it can be tempting to purchase brand new tools and tool bags and stuff, but my advice, if you're starting off, get something in your budget. Okay. Um, Another thing, and I know I said if you're living with your parents, now if you live with your parents, your mom and dad, you're not, you don't pay any bills, and they don't mind that, and you're working, you're living home, you can't afford your own place. That's fine. Hey, listen, I was there too for a couple of years. I was, couldn't afford my own place, couldn't afford any, a place to live because rent's so expensive. I get it. It's New York City. No problem. It's okay. You're starting out. All right. Um, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Just lower the camera a little bit. That's right. That's right. It's Grogu. That's right. I like the Mandalorian. Um, I'm a big Star Wars fan, by the way. But anyway, if you're living with your parents, there's nothing wrong with that. My suggestion is take advantage of the point where you're going to save money. Now, depending on what your parents are like, um, they may want you to contribute, pay a bill or two. Some of you may think, man, I don't want to do that. I want to save my money. I don't want to spend it on bills. Do me a favor. Go with it. Just go with it. You're going to learn a valuable lesson in life because the moment you leave the nest, you may end up either living on your own and paying majority of the bills, 100% of the bills, or you may want to have a room with somebody or a couple of friends. But you're all going to contribute to the rent and the bills. Or one or the other is going to be assigned to a bill to pay. Okay? Best thing to do if you're going to be rooming with somebody, negotiate and say, "Hey, I'll pay 50 on the bills, 50 on the rent, 50 on food." Done. If you can, if it's just the two of you, it should be 50-50. If it's three guys, it's actually if it's four guys, it's 25% of each of them to pay a bill, 25% each. Or just assign somebody. Two guys pay one bill, two guys pay this bill, two guys, and the four of you pay the rent. That's up to you who you're gonna end up with. You work that out. But understand something. If you have parents that don't mind paying all the bills while you're either in school or you're working and you're in the construction trade and you're just living on their roof and they say, hey, you don't got to pay any bills, do yourself a favor. They're your parents. Understand the concept of living in one's roof. Learn to be responsible. Put in a little bit of something here and there for the utilities, for any type of bill they have around the house. Understand something. You're consuming electricity, you're consuming gas, you're consuming the cable bill, you're consuming for the cable bill. Give back. All right. It will that if you develop that mindset of contributing, it will help you later down in life on learning how to live on your own or to live with others. In other words, one day you're going to want to meet someone, have them move in with you. Especially if it's a girl, a woman, move in with you. You're engaged, move in, get married, whatever, have kids. Both of you are gonna either one of you is gonna, or both are gonna contribute 50-50 on the bills, or if you make enough down the road for her to not work, you're gonna end up paying 100% of the bills. Either or, you figure it out with that individual. But until then, learn this valuable life lesson: contributing. All right. So, and trust me, it's gonna help you in the long run. So don't be a lazy little shit and say, well, my parents still don't want me to. They insist on not. Oh, do me a favor, just throw it in there. Say, hey, Mom, Dad, here's $50. Here's $60. Here's whatever. I want to still contribute. Trust me, it's gonna be like, they're gonna look at you and say, whoa, this is some kid we raised. All right, so learn to contribute. All right, now, it was 10:15. All right, so we got another 15 minutes or so. Yeah, 15 minutes. Let's see, what else could we talk about here? So we talked about that. Now we got that part out of the way. Another thing is knowing your worth. Knowing your worth in the trade. So days, or the hours, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years will go by. As the time goes by, you gain experience in the trade. If you want to become an electrician, understand that you're going to need to pay a lot of attention. You're going to also need to learn and educate yourself on code, okay, which is the NEC. NEC stands for National Electric Code. You need to understand the code or the code book. Certain states they differ, but in New York City we have New York City codes. I believe it's the 2011 New York City Electrical Code, which is based on the 2008 National Electrical Code book. Okay, get yourself, if you can afford it, as you gain experience and gain value and make enough money, you're going to want to either educate yourself by purchasing books and theory books and stuff like that, because theory is also important when it comes to electrical. Okay, I left a couple of links down below if you want to check them out. It's MikeHolt.com, the IEEE.org, the NFPA.org. Also, that's a really good website to go to because they also have codebook, NEC codebook references in there that can help you understand code. Okay, you can also purchase the 2020 NEC codebook, the 2017, the 2014, and the 2012. So whichever state you live in, some states are doing 2017 code. New York City supposedly be in 2014. I think we're still in 2008. I don't know when that's going to change. So if you live in New York City, we're still in the 2008 code book. We're going by that. Uh, for the 2011 New York City electric code, it's not in relation with the NEC, but they base off the 2011 is based off the 2008 NEC. So we're basically following 2008 NEC. Reasons, don't know why we're still doing that. It's mostly bureaucracies and all that crap and politics and so forth. But we're supposed to be in 2014. So if you happen to have a 2014 code book, hey, by all means, you can do that. I have a 2014 code book. So there's nothing wrong with that. All right. Cool. So, educate yourself. Okay. Like I said, I left some links in the description box down below. You can check out and educate yourself with. Make yourself a better version of yourself in this trade. I guess I said that right. I don't know. Education's key. I go by the saying, the more you learn, the more you earn. Okay. So I always lived by that, and it's worked out. Also, you need to know the understanding that in this trade, you need to respect the trade. There's a saying going that I live by as well, and other YouTuber in the trade live by. As the saying goes, that respect the trade or the trade won't respect you. What I mean by that is, if you show up to the job site every day with sneakers, shorts, you don't listen to your mechanic and you think you know it all, eventually things are going to blow up in your face. You're going to end up failing so bad. You're going to look like a fool. And no one's going to want to work with you. If you disrespect your journeyman, your mechanic, and you'll get fired, and you're just going to be jumping from company to company, and it's not going to look good in your resume. You may think you know it all, but you don't. Okay, you're young. You're 18, ages 18, 25. You're young. All right. You don't know everything. Okay. Just because you came out of high school, you're smart. We get it. You got a bit of intellect, but you don't know what the real world is until you see it and experience it for yourself. Understand you're going to understand that you're going to be emotional at times. You're going to argue back. Just don't. You're not going to win. You're not going to win the fight. Most of the guys you're going to be working with are going to have way more experiences than you, and they're just going to destroy you if you even try. So there was a saying that when I was 25, 25, and I was pretty smart, but I was too smart for my own good. In other words, and my foreman, told me, he says, "Look, John, you're really smart, and for a smart guy, you're really stupid." And what he meant by that was, like, I can have all that into, like, the book smarts and everything, but you can't take book smarts and implement it to the real world. If you try, you're gonna look silly, and it's not gonna work out for you. I've tried it; it didn't work out, because what you learn in a book is totally different than what you do and learn in the real world. Okay, it's why when you come out of if you decide to go to a trade school and you come out of trade school and you think in yourself, I'm gonna make, I've already got the experience. I went to trade school. I should make $21 an hour, $20 an hour. No, that's not the case, because you have not experienced everything that's in the real world in school. They're just gonna teach you the basics in school. When you go into a trade school, they're teaching you the basics. So that way, at least you're ahead of the helper, the guy that doesn't know anything at all. Not one thing. You're going to learn basics. But you're going to be told when you get into the actual, real world jobs, like real world activity. Your foreman, mechanic, or journeyman is going to tell you everything you learned in school, throw it out the window. Because in the real world, it's way different. I've learned that. But I expected that. And I'm going to tell you why I expected that. Because after I finished the trade school for electrical, I already had the experience of that. I already knew what to expect. I knew that what I learned in electrical trade school, I know I have to throw it out the window because it's different in the real world. Because I had experience of going to trade school for HVAC. And I experienced that. And I was like, whoa, it blew my mind. So I knew what to expect. So just so you know, you need to understand what you learn in school is different what you're going to learn in real life, in the real world. Way different. No matter how you do it. You don't even argue with me about it. Don't even, because by you arguing with me on social media, whatever, you're just trying to move the goalposts. It's never gonna work out for you. There's no moving the goalposts. It's different from learning. It's different in the real world than it is in the book. Okay, so understand that. I just want to get you guys to understand that's how it is. I didn't make up the rules. I just live by them. Okay, I just live in it. All right. What else? Gosh, where are we cutting off so much? Oh, it's so weird. I keep cutting off. Okay, so, oh man, what in the f? So yeah, now that we got that out the way, if you still aren't too sure about what I'm talking about here, you can leave it in the comment section down below, or you can email me. In my email in the description box down below as well. All right, and I think that's it. I mean, I don't know what else says, but anyways, to cut everything short before we head on out, we got about 5 minutes. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. All right, stream. It's gonna be out of sync a little bit with the audio, so please bear with me. Um, Understand that if you're 18, 25, prioritize yourself. You know, uh, the ladies are going to come in later on, guys. There's no rush. All right. Establish yourself. Make sure you, as you grow into the trade, learn responsibilities. This trade can make you a man, can definitely make you a man in this world. If you want a little more, you know, inspiration as well, check out Donald Miller Electrical Services. I want to actually give out a big shout out to Donald Miller Electrical Services. Donald Miller, he's himself is the owner of his business of Donald Miller Electrical Service. He does some amazing videos. He will tell you straight up in your face in his streams, in his videos. He doesn't really do a lot of live streams at all. I don't think he really does, but Donald Miller, he's got an awesome. If you want a little bit more inspiration, go to him. He'll tell you like it is. Um, Understand that education is key as well. Uh, if you have a company that you end up working with, and if they offer an apprenticeship for you, the boss comes and say, hey, I want to offer this apprenticeship. I want to put you on an apprenticeship program. Take it. Take the damn offer. Take it. Okay? Because it's definitely going to benefit you if you invest in the time and energy on it. The boss himself, he's going to look and say you're dedicated. He's going to see you're dedicated, responsible, reliable. He's going to give you more money. He's just going to throw you some more money because he feels like he's putting in a good investment in you. So make it look so. Make it so. All right? And don't ever, I kid you not, don't give up. no matter who or what anybody says. I've been told when I first started off electrical trade, I was always put down a lot. I was put down a lot, and I was really suspectable of, like, you know, like getting put down. I look at it and I start questioning myself. But I had a support system. I had my dad. My dad told me, like, don't listen to them. You know what you're worth. You know what you can do. You know, and if you can find somebody in that group of people at work, I ended up working with one journeyman, a journeyman there, who's been working in the field for like 34 years at the time. He's been doing electrical since he was with Local 3 until, he was in the non-union shop. And till this day, I do not regret ever learning from him, because he took me under his wing. He showed me things that none of the other foremen have ever taught me, and I'm grateful for that. Especially when I was in HVAC. Before that, doing HVAC, I worked with a really good HVAC technician, a journeyman. He showed me the ropes. Until this day, I recently, actually last week, I met up with him during lunch in the city, and we were talking. He still does HVAC. He's gonna retire. I think in like 2 to 3 years from now, he's gonna retire. And we were just talking, catching up, And I always told him, I always tell him, even I say it on my videos whenever I get a chance. I always say I appreciate him. He knows who he is. He was a great journeyman, HVAC journeyman. He still works as an HVAC technician today. I want to thank him for, teaching me, showing me the ropes, showing me, responsibilities and the know-hows. And I also want to give a shout out to also Richard Mercado. At the time, I think he was like 34, 35 years experienced electrician. Took me under his wing doing fire alarm. I learned a lot from fire alarm from him. How to install, run wires, what type wires, and and all that. And he showed me the ropes, man. He was pretty much a support system in a way. He always encouraged me to do better, and you know he wasn't the type to really like yell, look down, and yell upon people. He was just really cool, nonchalant guy, and he would. And if I had any questions, I go to him and I call him and say, "Hey, Rich, you ever experienced this before? What do I do here?" And it doesn't hurt to keep to find it. It doesn't hurt to keep in touch with your mechanic slash journeyman. If you have a really good journeyman who really took you under his wing and he showed you everything, and keep in touch with him at all times. Like, you want to keep in touch with people like that because they're the most experienced and they can educate you more. They can definitely help you out in the future. Um, right now, Richie's retired, so shout out to Richie Mercado. He's fine. He's retired now in the electrical trade, and I always have. If anything, I always give him a call. If anything was to, if I had trouble with something. Till this day, 8 years in this trade, going on 9. I'm learning something new every day. You're always going to learn something new every day in any trade you're in, especially electrical. You're going to learn something new. Another thing, get really good before I end this. About to end it right now. Get really good at troubleshooting. I feel that's the number one thing you should definitely learn, is being a real good troubleshooter. Because if you're really good at troubleshooting, you're able to repair things, and you're in and out of the job quicker than you think. All right, so again, I'm gonna give a couple more I'm gonna repeat the shout outs and give shout outs again to Construction Cronies, aka Chris Conkle. If you're watching, dude, shout out to you, bro. Vince from VCG Construction, big shout out to you. Shout out to Electric Mags on Instagram. She's doing her thing with the IBEW over in Wisconsin. Shout out to you, girl. Keep doing what you're doing. Power through. Dustin Stelzer from Electrician U. Bro, keep up the videos. You're doing awesome. Also, check out Dustin Stelzer. He's doing also electrical courses. So go check him out. He's valid through a couple of states. So find on his channel. He'll have a couple of links in his channel. If you go check him out and check out his videos, he does some awesome videos. Really cool. Also, if you're any plumbers out there watching this, just for a little bit of inspiration, go check out. Oh, hold on 1 second. Uh-oh, something happened. Uh-oh, what just happened? Oh no. Oh, it's okay. You know what? I'm just gonna let it slide like that. I'm gonna let it slide. Oh man, I just backed out. What happened? Oh, all right. Yeah, for you plumbers, if you're looking to be a plumber, go check out. Big shout out, by the way, Roger Wakefield, the AP plumber in Texas. Just does awesome videos. He does some hilarious takes as well. So go check out his channel. He has some amazing tips and can help you become a better plumber. Um, and who else? Who else am I missing here? I gave a couple of shout outs to those. Electrician U. Also, check out MikeHolt.com or go to Mike Holt NEC on YouTube. He's got some awesome videos to explain to you anything about electrical. You can go to his channel and click on any of his small clips. He also has books. He publishes books. He does courses. He has some online courses. He even does seminars. So go check out Mike Holt over at MikeHolt.com and on YouTube, Mike Holt NEC. All right. Who else am I missing here? Also, check out SparkyChannel.com over on YouTube. Sparky Channel. So check him out. Great stuff. Great stuff with him. And for you HVAC guys, you can also look up TNN Services LLC. I'm going to say it again, TNN Services LLC on YouTube. He's a great guy. Check him out. He does some awesome videos. And also Stephen Lavanier, HVAC journeyman out over in Massachusetts. He's got some pretty cool videos. He's got some really good troubleshooting videos that he does along the way as well. So if you're really trying to be a good troubleshooter in the HVAC field, go check out his channel. He does heating, he does air conditioning, he does a little plumbing on the side as well. So, if you plumbers out there, you might want to go check out his channel. And last but not least, Donald Miller Electrical Services. Big shout out to Donald Miller Electrical Services. He gives some great content. He gives very good advice. And if you want a little inspiration or a little understanding about the electrical trade, go check his channel out. He can give you some really good tips, a little bit of know-how, what to expect in the trade. Um, it'll help you change. I mean, I've taken up some of his advice as well on his channel, and I gotta say it's been doing really well because he's a master electrician. He in the state of Pennsylvania, he basically does knob and tube wiring remediation, meaning he goes to old Victorian house or old homes and basically rewires old homes, replacing knob and tube wire with modern day wiring. He has a couple videos on that, so if you want to check out his channel, go right ahead. It's an awesome channel, and get subscribed, man. He's got some good tips. Let's see, and also, big shout out to the girl over in Seattle. I believe she's still in Seattle, Washington. C. Jane Drill, aka Leah from CJ Drill. She's got some great tips. If you're like a carpenter or whatever, go check out her channel, C. Jane Drill. She's awesome. She has some really good fixer-upper tips as well. And for you guys who are into tools, power tools reviews, go check out Tool Review Zone over on YouTube. And I guess that's about it for now. If I missed anybody, sorry about that. But big shout out to all you YouTube creators out there. You guys are doing awesome. Keep up doing the good work. They are contributing to the trade industry. So whatever trade you're interested in, go right ahead. Check out their channels that I've called out on. And yeah, that does it for tonight, guys. So it's pretty late. It's 10:37 over here on the East Coast in Staten Island, New York. Before I go, I would like to also let me just double check here real quick. Okay. All right, that's working. Just making sure the microphone works on one of these guys. So, whoops. Uh-oh. All right. Okay, so check out over here. I'm gonna send out the little advertisement here. So if you need some electrical work done, if you live in the New York City area within the 5 boroughs or even parts of Long Island and parts of New Jersey, you call Leader Electric. We do residential, commercial, industrial, electrical contracting. We do troubleshooting, new construction, violations removal, fire alarm and security systems, CHP generator systems, remodeling and renovations as well. You can contact us through the contract number for any remodeling and renovation work. We also install intercoms and 220 volt services, voice, data, audio, and video, air conditioning lines, boiler, and motor controls. For all your electrical services and needs, call Leader Electric. For our service department, call 212-665-0600. And for any larger jobs, renovation, or construction jobs, call our contract department at 212-665-0606 for your projects in home, residential, or commercial or industrial. We are located at 2218 Broadway, Suite 244 in the heart of Manhattan. Our zip code is 10024. Or you can contact us directly through email at contact using the email contact@leaderelectric.net, and you can visit the website for any more additional information. Visit the website at www.leaderelectric.net. For all your electrical service needs, call Leader Electric. All right, guys, so that does about it. That does it. I hope that finishes up everything that I need to see. Wait, hold on. Why isn't that showing up? Oh, I guess it's not. All right. So, anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful to you all. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong camera. But always remember, guys, like, give me a shout out if you want to, if you have a question or anything you need. Email is in the description box down below. You can also leave a comment in the comment section down below. Once again, I gotta get going. It's getting late. I gotta get up early tomorrow, like everybody else. So, always remember, wear your personal protective equipment, watch each other's back, help one another out. I'll see you guys next time, all right? Take care, everybody. Have a great night. And I am gone. I'm out of here. Peace.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.